Hello, this is Falln, and this time I'm here to talk about MomoCon 2018. This year, the Smash side of MomoCon was ran by 2GG, and it has come with everything that people have come to expect from them. They ran a Captain Falcon round robin in honor of Georgia's best player, Fatality, and they had a compendium for other Captain Falcon players around the country to make it in and compete in MomoCon. The event crept itself up to being an A tier, and the Bayonettas came out in full force as well. Although Captain Zack got DQ'd, so almost full force. And also, I'm just talking about the Smash side of MomoCon. There were also events for Dragon Ball FighterZ, Tekken, Guilty Gear, Marvel vs. Capcom, and something like 10 other fighters. And MomoCon itself is one of the largest anime conventions in the world. So for anyone who's into anime, cosplaying, or just the general con atmosphere, and also Smash or any of these other fighting games, then there was definitely a lot of value to be had from MomoCon this year. Smash Singles was ran with round-robin pools this time, so there's even more value for the average player just looking to compete and have a good time. Everyone's guaranteed a minimum of 5 sets. And, you know, round-robins can give you these ugly and weird tiebreaker scenarios, which is why a lot of people try to avoid them in favor of just a standard bracket when constructing their own tournaments. But each group at MomoCon was top-heavy enough that such an issue didn't really come up. And if you think about it, the tournaments that can get away with round robins the most are going to be the ones that feature games from other companies and also just general tournaments at conventions, because those are the ones that are going to bring in the most amount of casual people who aren't really that committed to Smash. So that's the one where you can, fluff up pools with the most amount of people who are just looking to have a good time, and you don't have to worry so much about the actual, competition aspect. So MomoCon was a great time to do round robin pools, and that went off without a hitch. There were also a lot of setups, so there was no issue about, pools running on time, or no issue about getting enough friendlies in. And if 2GG and Champ and his crew, if they're known for one thing, it's definitely running a tournament efficiently. And they definitely know how to do it, and they definitely did it. Generally, however, this does come at a bit of a cost because they're trying to get through the entire bracket all the way to top 8 in a single day. There's going to be less matches streamed, so if you're playing top 48, top 32, a lot of those matches are going to be played off stream just because they want to get everything done in time. And this isn't really an issue, although the one thing I will say is that the off-stream setups at this tournament didn't have any audio. So you could be playing important matches or matches with these big implications, like in a corner with no sound, and people are able to huddle up right behind you, and that part sucks. So I would have liked to have seen game audio on the off-stream setups. But they did, try and get most of the high-end matches on stream, like the PGR top player versus top player matches. I think a few did slip through the cracks, but that part isn't the important part because they were just trying to fit everything into the one day, which they did. It's really just the sound and the discrepancy between the stream setups and the off-stream setups. As for how the bracket actually played out, the main storyline going into it was Nairo is the MomoCon champion. Is he going to be able to defend his title? But ends up being Tweak who takes the event. Tweak has been looking for a solid first place finish ever since his last one, I think, was at Leo Saga last year. So a really big win for him. We also saw a return of form from Salem, and so Salem got second, and they did Bayonetta mirrors in the finals. I think we had Komori Kiri at third. He's been really re-establishing himself as a top 10 player, definitely because he wasn't at much at the beginning of the year, and then he came back in April, and he did Switch Fest, and he did Gommel, and now he's done really well here, and just a lot of really good back-to-back performances from Komori Kiri. Also, Komori Kiri got the revenge win on Mistake from last week. If you remember, Mistake got himself into a lot of controversy because he was taunt spamming Komori Kiri during their set, which is pretty disrespectful. So there was a fair amount of karma being added to the narrative when Komori Kiri manages to beat him this time, snuffing Mistake from a top 8 finish. As far as local Georgia talent goes, Fatality was the one to actually knock Morikiri into losers, but he himself was denied a top 8 finish by losing to Nairo in winners and then losing to Wrath, another Georgia player, in losers. So Fatality ends up at 9th, Wrath moves into top 8, he's the only Georgia player that makes top 8. But that isn't all the Georgia talent that made waves. I got my soul claimed by Georgia talent, losing to Dr. Copter in winners and former PGR Mega Man Scat in losers. And then Scat, right after that, had a really close Game 5 set with Larry, so good return to form from him. Great win for Dr. Copter. I got bodied by Georgia, but I think other than that, there wasn't too much to speak of from the local scene there. Overall, MomoCon was a by-the-book, well-run Smash 2GG event. Obviously, Smash is going to be more of a tack-on for the overall MomoCon experience, so the expectations are going to be a little bit different than if you went to a Smash-centric event such as Get On My Level or Genesis or what have you. So it's very important that the 2GG crew was able to fit as much as they could just on the Saturday. So if you were there for the con, you'd be able to have all Friday to enjoy yourself. Sunday was just the top 8. So if you're a player, it would have been nice if it was split more evenly between the days, but the emphasis is on the convention itself, so it makes sense here to just do everything as much as you can on Saturday, have a nice top 8 Sunday, and then everything else you just enjoy the convention. So overall, I would give MomoCon an 8 out of 10. I am a stickler about game audio, so that's where the points are dropping. If you are an anime convention cosplay fan, which admittedly I'm not, then the experience itself should easily be a 10 out of 10 for you. There was a lot to do, a lot of people you could meet, personalities, streamers, gamers, everything. So definitely a worthwhile experience. Go next year if you're into that. Also tons of other games, so it really did appeal to a broad audience. The Georgia Convention Center was really big. There's this really nice Cuban food that we ate nearby, so you can definitely kind of enjoy the city as well. A lot to do, well-run tournament, and that'll be it for me. I actually have a plane to catch for DreamHack Austin, and I will see you next time talking about that.